Welcome to the Drop Cloud Podcast. I'm Lance Calvert, your host. Today, I want to talk about the election. So, we're on the home stretch. We got a week to go. And what if you are deceived? Or what if you know somebody that's deceived? Or if some people have checked out of the process and they're not going to vote because it's just too much mudslinging and vitriol and all that kind of thing. So, that's what I want to talk about. I have found this really cool resource called millionvoices.org. And what it is a fact sheet. And what I've learned is that it's a known fact that, or proven fact, that a policies only fact sheet is the number one way to get people that wouldn't normally vote to vote, or deceived voters to get into a revelation of what's really happening, because there's a lot of deception. News media is lying to you, and there's a way that you can see the straight policies and get out of that mud puddle and maybe make another decision, or it might motivate you just to go to the polls. So this is what I want to do. If you will join me, I would like everybody listening to do me this favor, do yourself this favor, do our country this favor, because we need you going to vote when you may not have been planning to vote, or we need you informed, well informed with the absolute truth, because the truth will set us free, right? So here's what I want. If you've got a pen or a pencil, I'm going to get right into the policies, direct policies, and what stance Kamala Harris takes and what stance Donald Trump takes. If you take the stance of Kamala Harris, put a K down on a piece of paper on each one that you agree with her stance. But if you agree with Donald Trump, put a D down on your piece of paper for every one that you agree with his stance on it. At the end, tally up your K's and D's. If you got more K's than D's, vote for Kamala. If you got more D's than K's, vote for Trump. But let's get right into that. And let's see how it goes. And I'll talk to you a little bit at the end. Thanks. Okay, let's get right into it. This is millionvoices.org. Like it says right on the top of the screen, no bias, no opinion, just the facts, impartiality, unfiltered information, straight from the candidates. So let's roll down here, and what you'll find is that this is the presidential election, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So I'm going to read to you the main policies that everybody's interested in. Take your pencil or pen and write a K down if you agree with Kamala. Write a D on your paper if you agree with Donald Trump. And then at the end, tally it up, and you can decide who the candidate is for you, because I'm telling you, these candidates could not be further apart from each other. The country's going to go in one direction or another, and it does matter. So don't let anybody discourage you from voting, and don't be deceived by the mainstream media. So let's get right into it. Number one is inflation. The first one here is inflation. Cut regulations to bring down prices. Cut government regulations and spending to bring down costs of goods for citizens. Kamala Harris disagrees and Donald Trump agrees. So put a K or a D down for that. Number two, immigration. Open border policies. Fund sanctuary cities. Help illegal immigrants avoid deportation. Decriminalize illegal border crossings. Provide amnesty. Release illegal immigrants into communities. Kamala Harris agrees with that. Donald Trump disagrees with that. Number three, energy independence. Fracking, drilling, and the Keystone XL pipeline. Protect domestic drilling of oil. Fracking and the Keystone pipeline. These are ways to become energy independent in our country, with drilling oil. And the environmentalists and stuff don't want that happening. Kamala Harris does not want that happening. Trump does want that happening. Trump agrees with drilling and fracking and getting all the oil we can out of the ground and becoming energy independent, and the Democrats disagree. Next Next thing, illegal immigrants provide health care and benefits. Citizens should pay for health care, education, and housing for illegal immigrants and refugees. And they want to eliminate voter ID. So you don't have to have a voter ID to vote. Kamala Harris agrees with that policy, and Trump disagrees with that policy. Next one. Put a K or a D down for these. Economy, cut taxes. Make income tax cuts permanent. Cut taxes on capital gains, corporate income, and estates. Terminate payroll and Social Security taxes. No new taxes on natural gas, carbons, or 401ks. Kamala Harris disagrees with cutting these taxes, and Trump agrees with cutting these taxes. Healthcare. Keep private insurance. Protect private insurance. Citizens should not be required to pay for health care for non-citizens. Kamala disagrees with keeping private health care, and citizens should not be, and does not agree with citizens should not be required to pay for health care for non-citizens. Trump agrees to protect private health care. Government control vaccines and electric vehicles. Mandatory COVID-19 vaccine from the government that you have to take it. Phase out gas cars to force transition to electric cars within 10 years. So the government says you have to drive electric cars instead of gasoline cars. Kamala Harris agrees with these policies. Trump disagrees with these policies. Put down your answer, what you agree with. Babies born alive require medical care. Babies who are born alive after surviving a failed abortion attempt have the right to life-saving medical care. Kamala Harris disagrees with this policy, and Trump agrees with this policy. Transgender agenda. Allow males identifying as females in female sports. Includes sexual ideology in grade schools, and citizens pay for sex changes for prisoners. Kamala agrees with these policies. Trump disagrees with these policies. Black community. Support of HBCU and First Step Act. Financial support for historically black colleges and universities and First Step Act that disproportionately impacts young black men. Kamala Harris agrees with this, and so does Trump. He agrees with this too. Late-term abortion and taxpayer-funded abortion. Women have a right to abort their babies through the 9th month. Taxpayer should pay for these abortions. Kamala Harris agrees with abortions of babies in the 9th month of pregnancy and that taxpayers should pay for it. Trump disagrees. Defund the police, divert funds, take police officers out of schools, defund police, or reimagine policing. Taking police officers out of schools, raising money for Black Lives Matter rioters who burn down police stations and businesses. Kamala Harris agrees with these policies to defund or reimagine the police, and Trump disagrees. Write down your answer. Gun bans and confiscation. Government may take guns from law-abiding citizens via bans or mandatory buybacks, like buy back your guns from you to get rid of them, get them out of your hands. Kamala Harris agrees with taking the guns out of the legal citizens' hands and or buybacks. Trump disagrees with this policy. Require citizenship and voter ID to vote. Require photo ID to vote. Eliminate drop boxes. Kamala Harris disagrees with this. Trump agrees with this. Religious freedom. Protect the right to opt out. Catholic and other religious businesses may opt out of providing services in violation to their faith. Catholic/Christian beliefs do not disqualify judicial nominees. Kamala Harris disagrees with this. Trump agrees. Release prisoners. Allow prisoners to vote. Release prisoners. Consider allowing prisoners to vote. End cash bail, including for rioters. Kamala Harris agrees with this. and Donald Trump disagrees with this. So that concludes the policy debate that I just went over with you guys. You can visit millionvoices.org yourself and do it yourself, but put down your answers, tally up your D's and your K's, and we'll get right back with you. There you have it. Those are the policies of each candidate. I hope I didn't go too fast, and I hope you were able to get your D's or your K's written down, and you could figure that out. But take and vote based on policy, and that's going to be a drastically different direction for our country. Maybe this swayed some of you. Maybe this made some of you change your mind, based on what the real policies are from each candidate. Maybe you're surprised at yourself that you align more with a certain candidate's policies than another one, and just, let that happen. But go vote regardless, and vote based on policy, because that's what they're really going to do, is what they stand for in their policies. And share this video with 2 or 3 or 1,000 people, whatever you can do to get this fact-based information out. I think it's important. That's why I made the video. But thank you. God bless you. God bless our country. Keep praying for our country, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.